Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. So we have the celebration of the National Day in the regions of interior. For the international scene, Algerian Sahara through International Agricultural Center. Welcome to our newsroom. Like their compatriots in the capital and other regions of the country, the Asajog celebrated the 45th anniversary of national independence in an atmosphere of popular euphoria. They gathered as usual at the National Independence Square of the city of Ali Sabih in front of the prefecture. The festivity, which took place under the auspices of the acting prefect of the region of Ali Sabih, Muhammad Humada Abbas, were marked by the participation of many personalities, among whom it has seen the presence of the Minister of Labor in charge of social protection, Umar Abdi Said, the President of the Regional Council, Sharmaki Hassan Al-Lale, the parliamentarian of the region, the Chief of the Armed Corps of Piasa, Colonel Robin Mohammed Abdallah, Regional Security Corps, and local elected officials, customary chief, the elders, many active women, and civil society. That evening, the atmosphere and enthusiasm generated by the patriotic song provided by the singer Afro group, young singers Asajog, traditional dances of local folk group had vibrated the audience on site some moment. At midnight sharp, they solemnly saluted the flag synonymous with the freedom on the evening of June 27, 1977. طلب الهدى بكماله كشف الضجة بجماله حسب جميع الخصال صلوا عليه وآله وآله موتي وبرواكم وبالذي نفقيده نبلغكم بريستو وبالذي نفقيده نبلغكم بريستو
waxaan xusaynaa 45 sannadood ayaan xusaynaa waxa weeyaan in aan dadka horta u ducayno ilaahay ha u naxariisto.
C'est avec joie que j'adhère ce soir internationale de notre pays. Autant rassemblés dans les 4 coins du globe, je partage et dédie tous les Djiboutiens et Djiboutiens à une bonne et heureuse fête. La région.
The Minister of Employment in charge of Social Protection, Omar Abdi Said, in his speech that thanks to the Almighty, the Republic of Djibouti has experienced much progress under the leadership of His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, As you see for yourself at the level of the region, significant progress has been made by the government. The government of Djibouti will continue to pursue its efforts to achieve the objectives assigned to us by the head of state and meet the challenges that await us all today. In addition, I urge the Asajog to accentuate their efforts in the field of which they have acquired experience such as agriculture, agropastoral, and tourism. The parade of June 27 in all its diversity, the celebrations of the 45th anniversary of national independence, continued the next morning with the traditional parade of the armed forces. The ceremony, which took place in front of the esplanade of Ali Sabih Prefecture, began with a salute to the national flag. The commemoration ceremony started with the taking up of arms and the review of the troop by the Chief Colonel of the Army Corps, Colonel Roble Mohammed Abdallah. On the spot, various elements of the armed forces and the national police were stationed around a square floor the area dedicated to the military celebrations. After the traditional review of the troop, then the Minister of Labor in charge of social protection, Omar Abdi Said, laid a wreath of flowers at the monument of the martyrs at brief and solemn processions that ended with the divine implorations in memory of the martyrs of national independence. A little later in the middle of the morning, the minister of the deputy of the region is local elected officials, the leaders of the uniformed bodies, customary chief, and other guests gathered at the residence of the prefect for a moment of festive conviviality. This mini gathering, respectful of social distancing, ended with the cutting of cake in the effigy of the national colors and of this 45th anniversary. At the time when the country celebrates its 45th anniversary of independence, the region of Tajura is not left out of the celebration. At the place of independence at the White City, a musical evening of great scope has gathered a huge crowd from all over the region. Tajurians have all responded to celebrate. The evening was animated by artists well known by the general public. The ceremony was under the leadership of the Minister of Budget, Isman Ibrahim Roble, the Prefect Hassan Dabali Ahmed, and the Vice President of the Regional Council, Abdul Umar Abdul Qadir, the parliamentarian of the region, and also the Chief of the Tajura Corps of Army Forces, Colonel Major Ali Sheikh Daoud, the head of the Gendarmerie and National Police.
Yeah.
Prefect of Tajura region Hassan Dabali Ahmed said in his speech that this Independence Day is indeed the day of freedom and national sovereignty, and my tribute once again to these founding fathers of the nation is to its valiant fighters who fell under the ballot of colonialism. On this occasion, I express my deep gratitude to its men and women who fell on the fire of honor. I salute with respect our defense and security forces who are today on all the fronts, here and elsewhere, in the services of peace. This evening is a moment of commemoration. I also think and have reason to rejoice at the enormous political, economic, and social progress achieved during all this year. I also salute more particularly the immense political personalities, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. For his part, the Minister of Budget, Isman Ibrahim Roble, said in his speech that the national holiday of June 27 is always a strong moment of gathering of the Djiboutian nations around its values of solidarity, human brotherhood, peace, and social cohesion. The national holiday is also the memory of sacrifices of our valiant elders who have made many efforts and sacrifices of freedom and dignity without any doubt during the interventions. I feel lingers a lot to pay homage, to pay tribute to our martyrs and elders, the most famous as the less known, who carried out the ideals of freedom and who sacrificed themselves for the accomplishment of the right of our people to dispose of ourselves and to have the right to choose himself, his own voice. In the name of the nation, I greet them with the respect and dedicate them our infinite gratitude. I solicit at the same time the very high one so that grants them his generous mercy. In the morning, the region of Tajura celebrated the independence with a military parade. The military parade was demonstrated by the internal regiment of the Army of Tajura, Riate, and cheered by thousands of Tajurian people. The ceremony was under the leadership of the Minister of Budget, Ismail Ibrahim Roble, the Prefect Hassan Dabali Ahmed, the Vice President of Regional Council, Omar Abdul Umar Abdul Qadir, the parliamentarian of the region, Hadi Ahmed Deberkale, and also the Chief of the Tajura Corps of Armed Forces, Colonel Major Ali Shehan Daoud, the head of the Gendarmerie and National Police. The parade started with the foot contingent and was followed by the motorized regiment, the Gendarmerie and Police participate. For the occasions, the youth participate in this parade.
Éléments de défilé, 3 simple, centre colonel major. À mon commandement, posez, armes, repos.
اللهم لا تحرمنا أجرهم ولا تفتنا بعضهم. اللهم اغفر اللهم وللمؤمنين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك قريب تجيب دعوات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. صلى الله على سيدنا نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.
At that time, when the country celebrates its 45th anniversary of independence, the region of Arta is not left of this celebration. At the place of independence, a musical evening of great scope has gathered a huge crowd from all over the region. The people of Arta have all responded to celebrate. The evening was animated by artists. The ceremony was under the leadership of the Minister of Energy and Natural Resources, Yunus Ali Gedi, the Prefect Muhammad Sheikh Hassan, and the President of the Regional Council, parliamentarian of the region, also the Chief of the Corps of the Armed Forces, the Head of the Gendarmerie and the National Police. The prefect of Artas region, Mohammed Sheikh Hassan, said in his speech that the 25th of June became the national holiday 45 years ago. This day is the symbol of the national of the birth of our independence, to which we are very attached. We are celebrating here together in Arta in the presence of the Minister of Energy in charge of natural resources, Yonis Ali Gedi, who is beside us and who honors us with his presence by representing the government in Artas region. I would also like to point it out that many national investment projects are underway in our regions in order to meet energy needs and have energy independence. The President has launched the wind and renewable energy project in Gubet, geothermal energy in Gubet, and the gas terminal project in Damerchog. The Minister of Energy, Yonis Ali Gedi, has indicated that on this beautiful and memorable evening full of emotions for our people, I am particularly happy to be among you here at the Esplanade of the Prefecture of Arta to celebrate together with joy and cheerfulness, with ardors and enthusiasm, the 45th anniversary of our country's accession to independence and national sovereignty. Allow me at the outset to convey to you the warm and fraternal greetings of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, as well as those of the First Lady and President of UNFT, Khadra Mahmoud Haid, on the occasions of the commemoration of this 45th anniversary of national independence. The celebration of the 27th of June every year gives us the opportunity for all of us to remember the historical fact that remains engraved in our collective memory, and especially not to lose sight of the so difficult conditions in which we acquired our independence. Indeed, it is now 45 years day for day that separates us from this memorable June 27, 1977, date on which the long and difficult march toward the national independence of our people finally marked its last step. Yes, it was the day when we put an end to the systems of that tended to legitimize the occupations of our territory, its dominations, as well as all the behaviors adopted by the occupiers against our population, and or the flag of the colonialists was lowered and that of our countries was hoisted to the firmament of freedom. In the morning, the regions of Arta celebrate the Independence Day with the military parade. The military parade was demonstrated by the internal regiment of Arta and cheered by thousands of people. The ceremony was under the leadership of the Minister of Energy, Yonis Ali Gedi, the Prefect Mohammed Sheikh Hassan, the President of the Regional Council, parliamentarian of the region, the Chief of Corps of the Armed Forces, and the head of the Gendarmerie National Police. The parade started with the foot contingent and was followed by the motorized regiment. The city of Den Haag, known as The Hague, celebrated last night the 45th anniversary. This 45th anniversary of the accession of the Republic of Djibouti to international sovereignty. The event was held in the city of Den Haag, where the diaspora of the Netherlands was given appointment at the Crystal Zalenten Centrum. The party would not have reached this summit without the hard work and help of the resident diaspora associations. On his arrival, the ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to the Benelux countries, representative of the European Union and the Scandinavian countries, Aden Mohamed Dileita, was welcomed with great pomp. This moment of meeting, collective joy this evening was an opportunity to show clearly and without ambiguity the identity of our nation, Djibouti, a strong nation which knew how to exploit its national independence and its future by basing itself on noble values. A fire broke out in Jebel about 2:30 a.m. on Saturday night. A dozen houses went up in smoke. Fortunately, no human lives were lost in this devastating fires, but the material damage was significant, with some people losing everything in the flames, which ravaged everything and surprised some in their sleep. For the international scene, the Algerian Sahara, a true international hub, El Wed Al-Arid regions of the Algerian Sahara has become a true international agricultural hub. This has created jobs, strengthening the country's food security. As part of its agricultural strategy, Algeria has gone to conquer the desert. Several 100,000 hectares of land are cultivated in the Algerian Sahara. In a few decades, the sand dunes have given way to market gardening plots, and this region has become one of the main producers of yieldless crops in the countries. This is a way for us to encourage economic activities and develop agricultural in the regions of El Wed. Our ambition is to export our productions abroad. I salute all farmers who, despite these difficult conditions, have managed to provide the best productions of potatoes in the countries, a product whose quality is recognized worldwide, said Aladdin Meknassi, potatoes producer in Kermes. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.